Howdy folks, today we're going to be discussing the Foxbody market trends for 2023 and what I expect to see in the year coming. Now, if you've clicked on this video, I feel it's safe to assume it's probably for one of three reasons. One, you didn't listen to all your Foxbody friends, you didn't get out there inside of the last 2 years, and you didn't buy yourself a Fox. Two, you just really want to piss the wife off and you want to buy another Foxbody. Or three, you bought yourself a Fox, the experience was nothing like you expected it to be, and now you're not sure what to do. Should you sell it? Should you keep it? Where to go from here? So if this is one of your scenarios that you've fallen within, you're going to want to stick around and get my thoughts on where things are going. To start this all off, let's rewind the clock a little bit back to 2019. Everybody remembers this moment in time. All hell's breaking loose, the world's on fire, and we didn't know what was coming at us next. I, along with a lot of other logical people, figured at that point in time, people were going to hunker down, stuff any spare cash they had in the mattress, bury it in the backyard, whatever, lay low, let the smoke clear, and then see what's coming at us next. Unbeknownst to me, that didn't occur. Or I mean, it didn't for very long anyway. It was like maybe 6-8 weeks. And then all of a sudden, people got cooped up. They said, to hell with it. I'm going to have some fun. And I don't know, maybe they thought the world was ending. So spend it while you got it. I don't know. At any rate, boats, RVs, ATVs, sleds, bikes, cars, trucks, all the things that you should not be spending money on, people started spending. And boy, oh boy, did they hit her hard, okay? Now, rewind the clock even further than that, back to when I was in my mid to late teens, okay? So we're talking late 90s, early 2000s. These Foxbody cars could be had for 3, 4, 5, in super clean format, maybe 8, 9, 10 at the most, $1,000. That was like the high water mark at that point in time. And granted, they were on an upward trajectory beyond that. So going into 2019, I would say these cars were like low teens, mid teens, maybe getting into the high teens. But like that was few and far between. Okay, so let's just say, for argument's sake, low to mid teens is where they had found their plateau and they had leveled out. Well then, 2020, 21, 22 happens, and good gracious, these things just go through the roof. And you've got all kinds of factors that come into this. The one that I feel probably affected the pricing the most was that my generation went to school in the 90s. They remember those high school parking lots, Foxbodies, IROCs, Corvettes, whatever else. And they just had a thing for that Foxbody, like we all did. Now, they've reached a point in life where they're out of school, they've had a job for a handful of years, maybe they're working their way up the corporate ladder, got a house, they got some kids. They've more or less got themselves financially figured out, and they feel as though something's still missing in their life. And then they start getting nostalgic and they start reminding themselves of the old high school days, and they go, you know what? I think I'm missing a car in my life. I got a few bucks to spend. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to find myself a car. This is a great idea, right? And off they go. Now you combine all of that with cheap money. Okay, interest rates are low. The cost of things are going up, which is going to amplify one's buying need, right? Like they're going to want to spend quick because they think prices are going to keep going up. And they watch a couple Barrett Jackson auctions and they see the price of these cars going across the auction block and they go, all right, this is happening. I'm going out and I'm going to buy my high school hot rod and I'm filling this hole in my heart. So they go out, they find a car, maybe it's on the higher end of the price scale, and they buy it. And that seller of the car goes, well, that was kind of easy. Maybe they're a flipper of cars or they sell these cars fairly regularly. They get another one and then they're going to sell it for another $2,000 over that, or $4,000 or $5,000, or who knows how much, right? Because people are hammering those ads. They're banging down their doors and they want to buy these cars. So I think in a roundabout way, that like nostalgia of these cars has really contributed to the price point of them climbing up as exponentially as they have. Obviously, new people coming into the Foxbody community are not the only reason why these cars have gone up in value, and I'll prove to you why this is the case. If you rewind the clock again back to the high school days, the mid-90s, the parking lots were full of GTs. These were the cars to have. I've talked to tons and tons of people about this. Everybody agrees with me. The GT was where it was at. There was a small group of people that would seek out these coupes, and they were the folks that wanted to go fast in a straight line because the coupes were light. However, fast forward to today's date, the coupes are the belle of the ball. Everybody wants a notchback. These cars are rivaling 93 Cobras in clean format, dollar for dollar. It's absolutely crazy. So we, the folks that have been in the Foxbody community for an extended period of time, most of our lives, have also contributed to this. I think we too saw the values of these cars going up and we panicked and we went out there and spent maybe a little bit too much money to try and find that coupe that you've always wanted. Where do I see things going in 2023 and beyond? The Foxbody market is most definitely cooling and settling down. It's going to find a new happy point. Do I think we're going to go back to the late 90s, early 2000s? No. The only way that's going to occur is if something crazy happens in the world, and at that point in time, you're going to be more concerned with finding food and water. So don't worry about that. Are we going to see 2022 prices go forward? No, that's not going to happen either. That was outrageous. It was a blip. Forget about all that. The new happy point I feel we're going to see is somewhere in and around the mid-teens and on both sides of, okay? Low teens, high teens, maybe for really clean stuff. You're going to see some high ones still, but like those are the bubble wrap cars that nobody can afford anyway, right? They're the collector ones. I do really feel sorry for the folks that caught this thing at the peak or at the tail end of. I mean, especially if you bought this on borrowed money, interest rates are going to hurt people going forward. And I feel very, very sorry for those folks. Now, the other side of this is you're probably not going to notice this cooling right away. This is going to take a little bit of time. And it's because of the folks that bought at the tail end of a cycle. So if you just use the classifieds as your gauge going forward, you're going to see high prices for the next little bit. And then they're going to realize that those cars aren't selling and they're slowly going to come down. It's going to turn into more of a buyer's market. And it's the people that bought at the high end of things are the ones that are going to be SOL, if you will. Some of those folks, actually to bring this full circle, correlate back to the folks that I brought up earlier that were the new people to the Foxbody market. And again, I feel for these people. They were trying to fill this hole in their heart, right? And they were trying to relive their high school dreams, get their high school hot rod, whatever. I think a lot of these people were so ramped up and so excited to make this dream a reality that they went out and maybe they bought something they weren't 100% sold on or sure that that was going to be the car for them. Maybe they looked at a car, they knew they wanted AC and they knew they wanted a GT and they knew they want whatever. Well, they got a car without AC, or they bought a Vert, not a GT, or they got the color that they weren't 100% sold on. Then they take the car home, they're all happy to show the family, they go out for a cruise, the wife's like, man, it is hotter than the hubs of hell in this car. Where's the AC? It's got no AC, babe. You know, this is all, it's Foxbody living. We're having fun. Okay, cool. Honey, I really smell like gas. I don't like this. Oh yeah, that's another thing. Honey, it's really loud in the car. Oh, that's another thing. Honey, you're always working on the car. Oh, that's another thing. It goes on and on. Getting into the Foxbody community is a commitment. It's a lifestyle. You gotta be ready and willing to deal with that too. So those cars are gonna be some of the cars I think you're gonna see popping up for sale. And not that they're bad cars, they're just the things that those of us that have been in the community a long time are used to dealing with, and maybe it's not for everybody. And I think some of those people are realizing it now. If you want to take advantage of the Foxbody buyer's market that's coming in 2023, make sure you watch this video right here. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care.